when my class started, to the hop, we got back for it. Never seen that thing, jumping, jumping. Let's get into this reaction. Yeah.
What's up? This your girl Johnny Way. It's Cody Sharon. You already know I'm my
Killer from the folk, kicking shit, man, with Shxt to go.
yeah.
Yo, what's up? It's your favorite homegirl, Shxt to go, and I'm back with another reaction review of JCole's Shxt studio album. Studio album, The Off Season. If you can't tell, I'm excited. I enjoyed it. If you didn't check out my last episode, you might see this half-eaten plate already. But we're gonna keep it going for today. If you haven't checked out the previous episode of What the Fuck, Joe, please go stop right now and watch it in order. What are y'all doing? You gotta kick shit with me, you gotta kick it properly. We're gonna get into it and we're gonna break down the facts. But right now, the facts is Joe killed Joe. The facts is JCole murdered this album. Murder, she wrote. I'm so excited. Not only am I excited just in general for JCole, new music. Excuse me. I almost choked on some sausage. Pause. Not only am I excited for not only am I excited for JCole personally to be dropping new music, to be dropping fire and flames, but I'm just excited for music because, like I expressed in my previous review of Lil Baby's On Me remix with Megan Thee Stallion, as well as the DJ Khaled whole entire project, I'm sick of it. Sick of y'all being lackluster and putting out basic stuff that we know you can do. It's not really challenging you. Again, we waited the whole first quarter just for y'all to start dropping stuff that's not challenging. So thank you, JCole, for doing what you always do. Coming and saving the day. If you haven't noticed, I ain't even gonna tell y'all what I think. I'm gonna tell y'all what I think just shit. Well, I'm gonna wait to the end for my review. But before we get too deep into this video, what y'all doing? If you ain't subscribed already, dang, I thought we was family. Favorite homegirl, like, we already be kicking it. How y'all gonna kick it with me and not put a label on it? Stamp it. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel, as well as drop some comments. Let me know how you felt about the album as well. Now, let's get into it. Bro, he starts off with 95 South. Bro, when I say, first of all, you come in with Killer Cam going, like, talking that talk. We already know anytime Cam come through, it sound like he might have had the pink mink on. Sorry, Peter, but we need pink mink Cam. Love the intro. Then Cole just come in like talking that real talk. Like, that's what I was talking to my tattoo friend. Shout out to Daniela. I gotta show y'all my new tattoo. If y'all ain't seen it, make sure y'all following me on my socials too. I be dropping some dope visuals and different stuff, switching it up over there too, so make sure you tuning in. But I was talking, me and her were running down how we were excited for the release to even be coming, and how honestly, with Interlude being the single that he chose to put out, I was slightly underwhelmed because, again, I already was coming from the lackluster approach. Like, here we go again with everybody doing the same thing. And Interlude for me was safe. It was a safe, regular, I expect this from Cole. So I was like, okay, I hope the rest of the album isn't just like this. But nonetheless, thank you, Cole, for always, even when we think we know what to expect, we were wrong. I can admit, I was wrong. Man come in on 95 South with Cam, and then he started talking that talk. Man, what did he say? Like, I ain't gonna lie. I listened to the project at least 3 times before I could sit down and do the review, and I still can't remember everything he said because you're sitting there, you're trying to get the metaphors while every bar is a bar. You gotta listen. Listen. I swear, this man said Cole been doing plaques. Cole been going plaques since back when CDs was around. What you sold, I tripled that. I can't believe these fucking clowns. Look how everybody clapping when your 30-song album do a measly 100,000. First song, we're not even a good 30 seconds, 45 to a minute into the album. And he already done it on everybody, kicking shit. He hit shit on everybody. Yes, thank you. Give me something to be hype about. Then, moving on. My favorite song on the whole project, track number 2, Amari. It was what I needed. Refreshing JCole. I feel like he gave me, at least throughout this whole project, 2 different new flows that I had never heard from him, didn't expect from him, while he also meshed those flows with what we're doing in mainstream hip-hop right now, i.e. the whole mumble rap culture when really it's just this country twang that sometimes y'all might not be able to understand me on. But if you don't, ask somebody in the comments what she said, and I'll tell you or they'll let you know. Cause again, it's a country thing. It's a country twang thing. So I like the way he came in with, you know, modern day down south, ATL, just down south area flow and patterns of what mainstream hip hop is, but did it in a cold way. No pun intended. And Amari, man, just young nigga got a passport, then I hopped off and got a passport. Young nigga see nothing except be jumping. Oh my God. Talk about a vibe. I'm finna ride. Young nigga see nothing. It just make you feel like you got that back. Shout out to again KOD. Like, the whole album was for you to not do drugs, but the whole album made you want to do drugs. It's something about Cole where he just know how to give you that vibe, give you that mood. Let's go ahead and keep it moving, keep it moving. My Life with 21 Savage. Don't get me wrong. As the tone is set, JCole already came in with Cam. He been talking that talk. He said a vibe with Amari. Then out of nowhere, My Life just come in. He giving you perspective like he always does. Again, why I was kind of hesitant, because I'm like, Cole, we know where you from, we know how you came about. What are you gonna tell us about that this time, but in a different way? He did just that in My Life. He comes into My Life off top like, what did he say? Spiraling up just like a rich nigga staircase. No fly zone. Please stay the fuck out of my airspace. Niggas say things behind backs they wouldn't dare say. No, it's on site when I see you. I'm working at Squarespace. You gonna start the song like that? And then he just goes on to talk about coming up in poverty and how him and his folks didn't have it, so he never had the money to get a Bentley and never seen nobody driving a Bentley, but he can't be nowhere mopping on Wendy's. I felt that right here. Right here. I felt it. Let's give him 21 Savage a little bit of credit. I always get a little nervous when, and I like what Cole and 21 Savage do when they collab. It's always a vibe. But I was like, oh man, the tone is already set for this album. What is 21 Savage finna come in here and say and do? But he held his own. He did what 21 Savage does, and it was some clever banter in there. And what did Madonna say? He said, I gave my heart away to all the dog hoes, cause that's who accepted me. I blame my pops for that shit, cause if he didn't fail, he could have corrected me. And I know for a fact, don't get me started, like, we already know there's common phrase in the comment saying niggas dad wasn't in their life, and let me not joke when I say this. It's very valid. It's very valid, much of a fact that the majority percentage of African American fathers are not in their household with their kids specifically. But we be giving mamas too much credit sometimes. But I would digress on that. And moving on though, that was just a funny, clever bar. I appreciate funny, clever bars, and today's rap is always good for some clever, funny punchlines. Moving on, I'm not gonna go through every one of the songs because again, I can ramble for hours dissecting every detail of every single song, but I will point out the song with Lil Baby. He came in at the end. At first I was like, is Baby in the ad-libs? Where is he on the feature? But he came in very at the end of the last minute or so. But I was pleased. I was pleased because, first of all, It's the Devil from JCole is a poem, like a P-O-E-M, a poem. See, country coming out. But if you get what I'm saying, it's like he literally put poetry to a beat. He's telling a story, and if you ain't heard it, please go check that out. When I say speaking to my soul, like pride, and if again, like I spoke about in the last video I just did about Joe, like pride kills your potential, bro. Like you gotta know when to be humble. Don't be overly humble. I've been overly humble in the industry. I've had to take a lot of BS and get to where you see me today and where I'm trying to go. But at the end of the day, my biggest goal is to stay humble, stay on top of myself to make sure that I'm giving good and doing good, but setting boundaries nonetheless. But that song just did just that for me. It told that story of battling with that experience, and even what happens when you don't try and how it's hard when you are trying. So thank you, Cole. Thank you, Cole. The last song I want to emphasize is Close. Close. Like, oh my God. When I say, again, related so much to that, like he speaks on the experience of being close with someone, growing up with them, but y'all lives taking two different paths, and how it's times where you may want to bond, you may want to be close again, but y'all just not on the same thing. And sometimes that could be envy. Sometimes that could be your homie feeling like, or you even feeling like, check yourself. Because we can times, if we all admit, feel like, why this going good for them, but my shit ain't coming together. Not like you necessarily feel like you hating on somebody, but you be wanting to just know why. And sometimes you gotta check yourself, because that can be the route to lead you down a dark path of shysting your homies and not being there truly for your people, being fake, i.e. But just the storytelling of how he wanted to do something different, and his homie still back home, but he going through what it is. We all know that you go through when you grow up in a crab in a barrel mentality environment where people want what you got, what you done worked hard for. At the end of the day, I did what I needed to do. I might have didn't leave my hometown, leave the community, but because I got more than you don't mean you need to come take it from me, because we live the same 24. And just, again, to have the dream and give that perspective. It's a storytelling perspective. Thank you. Listen, now that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you, Cole. Thank you. All in all, this Kicking Shit review gets a solid 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10, 50,000 out of 10. Just for giving perspective. Again, I didn't get to touch on everything. I'm gonna go back and listen to it some more. I'm probably gonna figure out something that I didn't mention here. If you saw something, you heard something that I didn't get a chance to mention, drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it. I would love to hear what y'all got to say. Before we get out of here, make sure you already subscribe to the channel. I love y'all so much. Peace.
What the